What's poppin'? Today we have the 5 most important, I actually think it's only just 5 glitches that are still left, but the 5 most important glitches in Fortnite Creative that everybody should know. And most importantly, these glitches still exist, because a lot of the very cool glitches, a lot of the cool stuff almost instantly gets pitched. But with these 5 ones, they're still in the game, they're super useful, and everybody should know them. Also note, you guys voted for the cool mechanics, and obviously in the next video will be the cool mechanics. If you have any specifics, any questions, if any mechanics that I definitely should put in there, definitely let me know in this video, so I will pick some comments out of this video, maybe explain them a little bit. Let me know down in the comments below, and let's start in with the glitches. Coming into our first glitch, we have the Grid Snap Particle glitch, and this one is very helpful if you want to build in the air with Grid Snap, or if you just want to build invisible with a Grid Snap. So, what is this doing? Obviously, you can build Grid Snap in the air with this particle attached to it. You can see that these walls are holding up in the air with the Grid Snap. Usually that doesn't work. I cannot place Grid Snap in the air. I can place it on the floor or on other Grid Snaps, but I cannot just randomly place it in the air. The reason for that is this little particle over here, which is the fire particle from the Dark Tilted Prop Gallery. You can find this particle in here. You can see Dark Tilted Prop Gallery and this little particle over here. The cool thing about this particle is that you can also turn it on and off. That means it can be completely invisible in game and therefore doesn't take up any artistic space from you, which is very helpful, because the other ways on how to make stuff float in the air on Grid Snap is using anything from like a terrain gallery. So for example, you can go in here, pick this terrain piece over here and place it wherever you want, and then you can place also Grid Snap in here. The problem with that is obviously that it's very big, it is a very prominent piece, and you cannot turn it off. So with this solution, you can obviously turn it off, you can have it very easy, and this piece also doesn't take a lot of space. So it is a super simple solution and very great for building up in the air. Alright, so the next one in the game are the walkthrough traps, and this one is super fun, this one is super helpful, especially with the sentries, and all you need for this is just the trick tower, and it's also super easy to set up. And all you have to do to create this glitch is basically just place down a trick tower below any kind of trap. There's a few traps which doesn't work, so for example the bouncer doesn't work, and I also think that the speedboot doesn't work, but any other traps like the poison dart, the damage trap, and even the sentry work with this. And just place it down. You can obviously make it so it goes faster. All you have to do for that is make sure that the activation delay is at 0. And then if you start the game, you can see that you can walk through this trap. This is super helpful for like double-sided things. But if you also go over to the sentry over here, you can see that this sentry can actually fall through the trap, and then you can place the sentry wherever you want, speed it around, use the boost pads to let it fly or something. Super interesting. For the sentries, there's one very important thing, that you change the target side to proximity, so it basically always looks for a player or someone that is near. But other than that, just make sure that you have the right settings and have it on proximity. Coming on to number 3, we are still on the traps, but this one is fairly new to the game. This is one with the newest armored wall, and I would not really call it a glitch. This is probably done by purpose, but most of you guys know that the wall is obviously a trap. In the BR game mode, you can only place it as a trap, but in Fortnite Creative, you can actually pick it up and scale it, rotate it. You can do whatever you want with it, and it still stays there, and it's still the same armored wall, which I think is super cool and should be done with basically any traps. So if you, for example, use any other trap, like the spike trap over here, you can see I cannot pick it up, I cannot move it around, it stays there forever. And I really wish that we would have more traps like the wall over here, which could also be used as like a normal prop. And yeah, I think without a doubt, there's the most useful glitches video without having to introduce the first person glitch that has been such a staple in the Fortnite creative community for such a long time. Obviously, we're going to use the helipad to create a first-person game mode, and it is crazy that this has been around for such a long time, and I think it's probably the most used glitch and the most successful glitch, you can say, in Fortnite Creative, if you can call it a glitch. I would say it's like a useful side effect to having a helipad on your map. Obviously, if you're not aware how to create this, you're going to use the helipad from the Shark Prop Gallery, and I also think it's in a few different other categories. And then what most people do is they scale it up as big as possible. And as you already saw, if you put it down and you go inside of it, you kind of get into this first person mode. And if you duplicate this multiple times, just stack it one by one to each other, you get a bigger area of effect, and yeah, you can create your own first person mode. I really hope that with the new chapter or Creative 2.0 we finally get an option to make an actual first person mode, because I think that is one of the things that really would help Fortnite Creative in the long run. But not only first person, but all the other views like bird eye view and stuff like that. So we can have a little bit more variant in the content that we can create. I think that would be super cool. And moving on to the last one on the list is the driftboard underwater glitch, which is basically the only way in how to be underwater in Fortnite Creative, or I think in Fortnite in general, because there's obviously no diving, and as soon as you leave the driftboard, you're gonna get put back to the surface. And as we all know, we cannot dive in Fortnite. Obviously, we can use a driftboard, and it's pretty cool. It is a pretty cool glitch. You can basically build full underwater maps and make people play it with the driftboard underwater. You do not get drowned. You do not take any damage. There's one thing which almost let me believe that this got patched, because now the driftboard, as many of you guys know, has now an option to actually destroy when going into water. And I didn't know about this option too much. I just thought, like, why is the driftboard getting destroyed as soon as I touch the water? So make sure the only thing that is now important is that obviously placing it underwater or placing it wherever you want, you need to turn off the water destruction delay. And I think that's the only important thing here. Just so place the driftboard underwater and you're good to go. And this is definitely one of the more useful glitches, and I really like this glitch. It is super unique, and you can build so much cool stuff with this. Now also with the new VFX, you can build really cool VFX underwater and make people just like look at the VFX underwater, which also gives the VFX a whole new world. So for example, you can see if we use the VFX for the concert rain underwater, this looks very interesting and very cool. And this glitch is definitely one of my favorites when it comes to like aesthetic builds. And yeah, if you like this video, if you found something interesting to use in your next Fortnite Creative map, then definitely let me know. And I will see you guys back in the next one. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and bye.